All right, welcome to today's meeting. We're happy to have you here, whether you're joining in person or online. We hope you'll continue to participate in whichever manner you feel most comfortable. Thank you. To begin, please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you. Before we move through our agenda, I want to quickly go through registration information and our rules and standards for public meeting. We welcome everyone, and the council's goal is to make the meetings a place where people feel safe and comfortable participating in their government. We invite everyone to help us make this a welcoming space. A respectful and safe environment allows us to conduct the meeting in an orderly and efficient way. Our most basic rule is that any action that causes a disruption to our ability to conduct the meeting or any safety concern involving threats or unprotected speech are not allowed. These actions or comments may result in removal from the meeting. For the general comments section, we will accept signups until 7:30 p.m. The general comments section is limited to an hour and will only include commenters who register before 7:30. So if you're here to give general comment, please sign up at the door with our staff, and remember that it is possible that not everyone who signed up may be able to speak. Although we're looking a little light tonight, so I'm feeling confident if you thought tonight is your night for public comment, this could be it. That brings us to item A4. We are going to be approving the work session minutes from July 8th, 2025, as well as the formal meeting minutes for September 2nd, 2025. I'll look for a motion.
Rule.
Second.
Thank you. It has been moved by Councilmember Pui and seconded by Councilmember Lopez Chavez. Any discussion? Seeing none, we will vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes unanimously with Councilmember Petro absent. Our next item is A5. This is the council will consider adopting a joint ceremonial resolution with Mayor Mendenhall declaring November as Native American Heritage Month in Salt Lake City. I will now turn the time over to Councilmember Mono, who will read the resolution.
Thank you, Chair. I am excited to read this. It's a joint resolution declaring November 2025 Native American Heritage Month in Salt Lake City. Whereas Salt Lake City stands on the ancestral homelands of many indigenous nations, including the Ute, all bands, Paiute, Goshute, Dene, Navajo, Shoshone, Arapaho, Oglala Sioux, Cheyenne River Sioux, Wind River Shoshone, Cherokee, or Rosebud Sioux tribes and their respective bands, whose members have lived, stewarded, and cared for the Salt Lake Valley and the Wasatch Range for millennia. And whereas the Native American community residing within Salt Lake City contributes to the vibrant character of the city through celebrations, heritage, and achievement, and whereas Native Americans offer invaluable contributions and play an essential role in the economic, cultural, and social development of Salt Lake City, and whereas we recognize and honor Indigenous peoples whose legacy and ongoing contributions continue to shape and enhance the city. And whereas the city remains committed to fostering meaningful dialogue, improving services, and building partnerships with Native American residents, and promoting justice, equity, mutual respect, and shared prosperity for all. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Salt Lake City Council and the Mayor of Salt Lake City hereby declare the month of November 2025 as Native American Heritage Month in recognition of the enduring presence, contributions, and legacy of Native American communities. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Councilmember Mono. I'll look for a motion.
Madam Chair, I move that we adopt the resolution.
Second.
All right, it's been moved by Councilmember Wharton and seconded by Councilmember Lopez Chavez. Is there any discussion? All right, seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes unanimously with Councilmember Petro absent. I'd like to welcome Sky Woods Billy, a student from the University of Utah representing the Center of Native Excellence and Tribal Engagement, here with us today to receive the resolution.
Good evening, everyone.
Oh, I'm going to pause you real quick because I think the light's off and I just want to make sure the folks online can hear you.
Testing. Okay.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Thank you for your support in celebrating Native American Heritage Month. Currently, I am a freshman attending the University of Utah, and I've had the wonderful experience of being part of events held on campus that highlights parts of my culture for me and others to learn about. And overall, our community here in Salt Lake amazingly fosters a sense of belonging and familiarity while demonstrating the beautiful diversity that takes place. And we have so many opportunities for this engagement in places such as, but not limited to, the Urban Indian Center and the U's Native Center for Excellence in Tribal Engagement are committed to nourishing our cultural needs. And me being an urban native, it really helps me with establishing my roots, and I can imagine for others coming from other places, it helps reestablish those roots, and it makes it feel like a second home to them as well. I feel like it's very difficult to imagine how it would be without all these resources. And as we recognize and appreciate the cultural values, traditions, history, and many achievements by Native Americans, the awareness raised is so important for not only our people, but many others as well. And as we enter a week of Thanksgiving, I'm honored to accept this resolution, and I'm very grateful to be a part of an amazing community. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you. Do you want to come on up here and we'll hand you the resolution and take a photo? Okay, come on up.
Sky, thank you for being here.
Won't be long.
What?
I don't think you realized you
Oh man.
Can I, Madam Chair, can I take a moment of personal privilege?
Of course.
Thank you. I just wanted to say that in the Ute tribe from the Ute O'Ray Reservation has been coming to do blessings in my district at Warm Springs Park at the actual hot springs. And I was really lucky enough to be invited to two of them, and was very excited to get there, and I was running late, which is pretty common for me. And so I come running up, and even though I was late, like they hadn't even gotten close to starting yet, and I was just like, oh, okay, I'm feeling so relieved that I'm not late, and I didn't want to be offensive or anything like that. And one of the members that's on the governing council of the Ute O'Ray Reservation was like, these prayers and these ceremonies aren't for you or for any of us. It's for the water, and the water doesn't really care when you get here, so you shouldn't feel bad. And it just was a really cool experience to have, and to be able to do that twice in my district, and be a part of that ceremony and to also have that shift that this is about appreciating the water, and that the water's gonna wait for us to show up, and that'll be the right time. So I wanted to share that and thank the members of the Ute O'Ray Reservation for doing that in District 3.
Thank you. All right. So we will continue on with our agenda. We have no public hearings or potential action items scheduled for today. So that brings us to our section where it's questions to the mayor from the city council. So Mayor, thank you so much for being here. So we are going to approach this a little bit differently tonight. And instead of it being questions, I have asked that each of the council members just take a brief moment to share something that they are grateful for when it comes to Salt Lake City in honor of the upcoming celebration of gratitude and thankfulness that we have for later this week. So, Councilmember Mano, do you want to go first?
Sure. Thank you, Madam Chair. Love having a teacher as our chair right before Thanksgiving. The first thing I thought of was these beautiful flags behind me. So thank you to the mayor's office who really spearheaded that. I know Lindsay somewhere is here who worked a lot on that, but those really help me feel represented by my city. I'm going to do a twofer if that's okay. So in addition to these flags that represent my identity, I'm really grateful for Harvey Milk Boulevard in our city and what it means both for the history of Harvey Milk's legacy, but also how great of a place it is to just go. And that's due to investments by our city, but also by the local small business owners that have really invested in that corridor. So those two things, both from my background as an architect and how much I love cities and places that are walkable, to my identity as a gay person living in Salt Lake City, those two things mean a lot to me. So that's what I'm grateful for.
Thank you. Councilmember Lopez Chavez.
Thank you, Chair. Mayor, and to everybody that works at the city, I want to say thank you for the Emergency Loan Fund. We've had many a crises in our city over the years, and it's always a humbling experience, but also one that is filled with the ability to rejuvenate the spirit that we see in celebrating Salt Lake City. And I know so many small business owners that have taken risk in opening up their dream restaurants or retail spaces, and I know have taken advantage of that loan fund. So thank you, and thank you to the administration. District 4 loves seeing Main Street thrive, and I can't wait to be an old lady one day walking Main Street and saying, we did it, we saved it.
Excellent. Councilmember Wharton.
So we had the National League of Cities in our city this last week, and with 3,000 mayors and city council members and city officials from across the country. And I love the opportunity to show off Salt Lake City and talk about why Salt Lake City is cool. And my favorite part of showing that off is when we get to challenge or surprise people's assumptions about what Salt Lake City is and who we are as a people and what we have here. And I got lots of opportunities to do that over a 3-year span, and I am still riding that high.
Awesome. Councilmember Poit.
Thanks to the administration for putting so much work into making sure the conference was a success. And I mean Lindsay.
I wanted to say along those lines, NLC was a huge lift for the administration. Every single employee that was there in the hallways, helping everybody, smiling. It was just so incredible to see that and humbling to see all of you. And I cannot tell you how many attendees to that conference said, "Wow, Salt Lake City is incredible." And in some ways, it felt a little insulting because we know it's incredible, but they didn't, and they just find out how incredible it is. And I love that. They commented how clean it was. They commented about how safe it is. They commented about how beautiful it is. And I think we need more of those conferences to tell us that, because sometimes we forget because of our challenges. We struggle to see the most amazing city in the country, in my opinion. So thank you to all the administration, to the amount of work that you guys put on to make it a success, the city employees that put their soul into it, and to the residents to show off our city the best it can. So I was very proud of our city this weekend. So thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Petro.
I'm going to be a little more abstract. So I just came through a campaign year, which was pretty strenuous, and it's always great check and balance on anything you do, because being at the doors and being questioned is one of the most humbling things that you can do in your life. And when I'm not here, my job is that I'm the executive director of the Utah Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. So it feels like my whole year has been answering questions about motivations, and it's been standing in crosshairs of immigration crises, and it's been wanting humane, dignified solutions to homelessness that don't cause fear in my neighbors who have worked so hard to live on the West Side. And none of these things are easy at any level, but we're the level of government that's closest to our neighbors. So we are the ones who they see at Smith's, and we often get the anger, right, wrong, or indifferent. So I want to express gratitude for the unmitigatedly talented people who work at this city, who give of their professional and personal expertise every day, who are often impugned by some of those angry people and their intentions are judged. And I want to give gratitude for my co-counselors and for the mayor. The mayor and I think I might have fought with you more than any other person I've ever met. Yet, you and I always find our way back to each other because you refuse to not see my dignity and I refuse to not see yours. And we refuse to allow a culture that tells us that status updates and that pithy things tweeted out are the essence of public service, and instead find each other for the good of our shared constituency. And that's something after this year, which is so incredibly heavy, I will never take for granted again. And I'm so proud that that's what we offer back to our constituents, as imperfect, as frustrating, as much as they're going to tag us in 1 million Instagram posts before this speech is done. That's what the essence of this public service has been for me, is working alongside the most skilled professionals and electeds for the shared benefit of making something more restorative and more perfect than what we found it as. And I'm really proud to be a part of it, and I'm thankful to all of you for being a part of it.
Thank you. Councilmember Dugan?
Thank you, Madam Chair, and I appreciate what Councilmember Pizzo just said and everybody else. But I too am very grateful for the 3,000 plus employees that put their heart and soul into serving our residents and the people that visit our city every day. And I'm so grateful for to be a part of that team, and I love it. So thank you, everybody. Have a happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
And that's it.
So I am very thankful for all the first responders who work for Salt Lake City. They take every shape, form, different types of backgrounds and expertise. And I am just so incredibly grateful that there are individuals who put their lives on the line to be able to keep our neighbors and our residents safe. And we have lost several of those members over the course of this year. And I just want to express gratitude to their families for being a part of the city family. I know that this holiday will be challenging without some of your loved ones. And I just want you to know that we as the city are so incredibly grateful for their sacrifice. And again, very grateful for the service that they share every single day. So, Mayor, thank you for the opportunity to share everything we love about Salt Lake City and to show gratitude. We're just very grateful, as all of us, to serve in this capacity and work together with you on a better tomorrow. All right. Well, team.
Want to share something?
Oh, yes, that's true. Would you like to share?
Try and one up one of those.
Thank you all for what you've shared. It's the people who I get to work with every day, including all of you and your staff, and our fleet, our waste and recycling, our first responders, public lands crews, planners, city attorneys. Everyone could make more money going to work in the private sector. All of you. And it's really hopeful, like many of you have shared, to be able to be in a work environment that is intentionally chosen in a unique way. I heard from an employee today who sent an email that they left the private sector choosing public service work and accepting that they were going to make some degree less than they were making before they left the private sector. And they wrote to share that they were surprised and wanted to share gratitude that over the last 3 years, the council has passed and our city has offered, different ways to show gratitude with our vacation leave accreditations, so to speak, that HR has been working on. And even though we can't give the kind of pay raises that the private market does, that people find meaning, and I find meaning in all of your willingness to show up every day through the hard door knocking and sometimes hard public hearings and absolutely regularly difficult conversations out in the public, in the social media realm, and sometimes with other levels of government. Thank you. You and our residents make it all worth it. So thank you. I'm grateful for all of you. And thanks, Teacher Young. That was really nice.
I've got us covered. All right. Well, thank you all. We will continue along in our agenda. We're now at the general comment portion of the agenda. This section is for public comment on any city business not scheduled for a public hearing. It's limited to a maximum of 1 hour and only to those individuals who registered to speak before 7:30. You have 8 more minutes if you were thinking this is your moment. All right. Our meeting rules do apply to these general comments. Please avoid disruptions or threats, or we'll ask a staff member to assist you out of the meeting. Also, as a reminder, comments that include profanity, personal attacks, intimidation, or discriminatory language are not persuasive or compelling to the council. They are not helpful to create a respectful and safe environment. To sign up to comment for any of the items, please register online or turn in the comment card. Again, you've got now 7 minutes. We will be calling your names in order of sign up. If you're on Zoom, please unmute your mic when your name is called. Each person will have 2 minutes. Please raise your hand in the room or in Zoom for staff assistance. If you're having technical issues in Zoom, our staff member Daffodil can assist you to help make sure that as many people can speak during this hour as possible. This seems unnecessary tonight. Please feel free to come up and stand in line when you hear your name called. Please also avoid interruptions so that we can use the time for as many people to comment as possible. If you reach the 2-minute mark, the host will announce time and your microphone will be muted. If you're unable to finish your comment, please share the rest via email, mail, or call our office. Contact information is listed at slccouncil.com. If you have a handout to the council, please notify council staff who will assist you. Taylor, you can begin with our first comment.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We have 2 people registered for general comment. The first will be Cindy Cromer, followed by Ben Engel. Cindy is here in person.
I figured it'd be a slow night, but I wasn't thinking like this. So I have no pretensions of being an elected official. I could not sit still as long as you do. I gave up that dream a long time ago. But I do want to add my little piece of gratitude, and that's that the RMF 35 and 45 modifications are not as bad as they were at the beginning of the year, when they were really disastrous for historic preservation. So I'm sure some of you thought that I couldn't say anything else about this proposal, but I can, because it has such a huge impact on me. I have 5 properties in the RMF 35. 3 of them are in historic districts. 1 of them will be demolished under this proposal because of where it is and the density that would be available. So what I did was I put the standards for alteration of a landmark site or contributing structure. This is from 21A, the zoning ordinance, and I am not going to wade into the weeds and read those for you. I put some things in bold type and I underscored some things, but these are the rules that I have to live by within a historic district. They're not optional. I can't delist my building without violating city ordinances and some ethical ordinances as well. And I can't move my buildings. So I have to abide by these, and I'm really okay with all of them except number 4, as I said in my message to you, which I sent at 5:32 this afternoon, just in case you're burrowing through thousands of emails that came in while you were in meetings. So 5:32, you got a message, and it has a section of 21A, and there are some complications within the historic districts.
Oh,
Thank you.
Next will be Ben Engel, followed by MJ Powell. Ben is here in person.
Hello, my name's Ben. I live in District 4. Happy Thanksgiving and Native American history. I'm grateful to live in a city that I think is awesome, and I'm glad that you guys and the rest of us all surprise people that aren't really familiar with how cool the city is. So thank you for helping to surprise people. The reason why I came in was because of the license plate reader grant that was proposed to be in the budget, and I've just been made aware of some problems with a company called Flock, which is the largest surveillance company for license plate readers in the country. They've had some security issues with their cameras. I brought a letter that was here from a couple of state representatives to Congress, or to House of Representatives, to the FTC. But really that's talking about doing two-factor authentication, which of course I definitely recommend for cybersecurity stuff, but you know, more than that, they've just been terribly negligent. So please don't go with the most popular company that does all the license plate reader stuff, because they've done a real bad job of it so far. And no matter how much they say that they will probably do it better, they probably won't. And then also, you know, just the mass surveillance. I'm a big fan of technology and using it in order to solve problems, but I also recognize that it's very easy to abuse that technology. And where we're talking about interagency cooperation on things like that, that seem to be not very clearly defined. And I think the overreach of our federal government and even the state government trying to control the city is often a big problem. So interagency cooperation, I just hope that that works out as well as possible, because it's easily abused. And you know, once we have these pieces of technology in place, it's very difficult.
Thank you.
And next will be MJ Powell. MJ, you may now unmute.
Good evening, council members, Mayor Mendenhall, and the incredible city staff who keep Salt Lake City running. As someone who grew up on the West Side and has spent years working alongside many of you in community organizing, youth programs, and city initiatives, I want to start by expressing my genuine gratitude for your leadership and for the care you bring to serving our residents. I especially want to thank our first responders. Your consistency, professionalism, and willingness to step into difficult moments with courage don't go unnoticed. Our community is safer and stronger because of you and the sacrifices your families make. I'd also like to personally recognize former Chief Mike Brown for his years of steady leadership and for the way he guided the department through some of our city's most pivotal moments. His service left a lasting mark on many of us who have worked closely with the city. Salt Lake City succeeds because of the people who show up every day, our government workers across every department who make sure this city is not only functioning but thrives. As someone who's had the privilege of working in and around City Hall, I've seen firsthand how much dedication it takes to keep things moving. I want to speak directly to the intentional and thoughtful leadership of this council, and especially Mayor Mendenhall and her administration. Shout out Rachel and Lisa and Weston and so many others. Salt Lake City is genuinely lucky to have professionals who lead with compassion, collaboration, and a deep understanding of our communities. Your commitment has shaped the lives of countless residents, including mine. Because of your work, Salt Lake City continues to stand as a model, innovative, resilient, and rooted in community. Thank you for all you do and for continuing to make this a place we're all proud to call home. Happy Thanksgiving.
And that was the final registered commenter.
Well, thank you all for your comments. We have no new business or unfinished business items, so that brings us to the consent portion of our agenda. So I am looking for a motion.
Move for approval.
Second.
Thank you. It has been moved by Councilmember Wharton and seconded by Councilmember Mono. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes unanimously. This concludes our Salt Lake City Council meeting. The council's formal meeting now stands adjourned.